By our friend John Doyle. He's the host of the John Doyle Show over at the Blaze TV. John, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
We want to talk about a few different things here. I definitely want to have you help weigh in with various events going on with Iran. But I know you, like us, were watching a lot of the events.
I'm covering Doyle's face. Here, let me move this down. I know that you guys you don't really care to see Doyle's face, but I'll move it down just for the content.
Last week in Orem, Utah, we finally got to see all of the evidence laid out against Tyler Robinson, and certainly Andrew and I and all of us over here feel the evidence against Mr. Robinson is extremely...
They gotta stop calling it the Kirk Show. Dude, they never will because they're grifting off of it.
...strong, but...
Boomers love this shit. Boomers love... like all the Charlie Kirk branding.
As we also predicted, there's a lot of people, you know most of them, coming out to say, actually, all this evidence is fake, it's bogus, it's weak, this is an op job, they will never ever believe that Tyler Robinson did it, and they seem very committed to going down with the ship on this issue. And so, since you've been monitoring it a lot, I wanted to take this big picture and ask, there seems to be a sort of conspiracy right subculture, if you want to call them that. And we're trying to get at psychologically, what do you think is motivating this?
I think this is the true long COVID, to be honest with you. I think the most devastating consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic has been that it's given people permission to indulge in like any conspiracy theory that they come across. And all of the people who, have spent their entire lives, spent many decades just like broadcasting conspiracy theories, they've taken a very unearned victory lap where like they were right one time out of 10,000.
You know what it actually is? It's actually MAGA. MAGA started this. With all of the lying and the making shit up and refusing to acknowledge reality and the QAnon stuff. Yeah, MAGA started this. MAGA created the retard right. This is Donald Trump's fault. And John Doyle's people's fault. That's what it is. And like, yeah, like you can... I talked about this in depth the other day, but you can kind of... say that being isolated in COVID is a factor. Isolation is like one of the leading factors that causes people to go off the rails and like freak the fuck out. COVID obviously had that impact on a lot of people, but I don't think it was just COVID either. I think that it is the fact that everybody is hyper online now. I think that because third spaces and in real life activity is just dropped off a cliff. Nobody goes out, nobody has friends, nobody does things anymore. So they look for a community online. And especially older people, they will fall for stuff, right? They will fall for stuff that they see on Facebook. And a lot of this stems from MAGA. A lot of this stems from MAGA and QAnon and that whole sphere. MAGA started inside a cesspool of conspiratard nonsense mixed in with legitimate nationalist concerns. Yes. Yeah. 110%. And it got out of control. Like right when they should have pivoted towards being like basically fascist, instead of pivoting towards that, they pivoted away from it. And it just wasn't what it needed to be. And then a lot of these MAGA people, they turn to QAnon or they turn to these more conspiracy minded groups because they want to feel like everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, right? They just can't handle it.
In saying that, the government's probably going to abuse the COVID lockdowns to take people's rights away and transfer wealth from the elites, or from the middle class rather, to the elites. And that ended up being the case. But now there's like this kind of like perpetual indulgence in this where it's just like, yeah, we're going to believe every conspiracy theory must be true until proven otherwise. And then when you have something like
Ulta 9000 says, I think he's also saying that the lies that were peddled during COVID broke people's trust. So now they think everything is a conspiracy. That's a factor for sure. I don't think that it's necessarily just COVID, though. You know, like COVID was a big one, but I think that well, yeah, it's definitely a factor. It's just not the entire story. And I think that when you're talking about like the retard right and how it's a problem and how it came to be, you need to kind of tell the full story because it's not just that, you know, people were locked inside their houses and they come across all this stuff online and then like that's the spawn point. That wasn't really the spawn point. That's just like one of the major plot points of it. You know what I mean? No, the spirit of distrust definitely existed way before that, but COVID amplified it. David Icke, ancient, totally, yeah. There's always been conspiracy theorists, and I don't. Well, the other thing here too is I don't think that conspiracy theorists are necessarily retard right. You know, like I think that there are smart conspiracy theorists out there who look into things and do deep dives. Um, The issue with people like Ian Carroll and what Candace Owens is doing and Dan Bilzerian and all these people is that they are retards about it. Like they aren't smart conspiracy theorists. They are just retards and they don't do any research. People learn about Jewish power and lose their mind. They can't handle it. True. Yeah.
Evidence pertaining to a criminal proceeding, they will actually just like jump to other lily pads. So they'll say that this theory must be true. And then when you disprove it, they'll say, well, it's actually this other thing and this other thing. And so clearly this is not a person who's actually like motivated by truth. They're more motivated by like the sport of
the other thing too is that a lot of these, this goes for the retard right and conspiracy theorists. They don't actually subscribe to a political ideology. Like there isn't a cohesive belief behind anything that they say. It's like their only thing is, I don't trust the government. But there isn't like any ideology behind that, you know? Like there's no movement, there's no politics behind it. It's just like they're looking into fucking HARP and CERN and, you know, Joe Biden's body double and QAnon stuff without any actual politics behind it. It's just nothing. It's like an entertainment thing.
In this kind of stuff, and perhaps they even find it entertaining. Like these are the same people who would watch, you know, true crime documentaries or something on Netflix, and it just so happens that they've stumbled into a criminal proceeding that is actually like extremely important for the success of American patriots. And so I have very little patience for it. I think that a lot of it is quite curiously enabled and even actually promoted on social media. Whereas you remember, you know, we used to get banned for conspiracy theorizing on social media because the ultimate conclusion of the conspiracy theories were that I think the people in charge are trying to harm American citizens. That's probably bad. And so all of that would get you banned. My Twitter account was banned for years prior to Elon Musk's purchase of X because of this exact kind of, you know, question asking. Now, curiously, not only are you allowed to ask questions, the most popular content on social media is asking these questions. And you notice it's because the vector of attack is different. Whereas the old conspiracy theorizing that used to get you banned was ultimately saying, hey, we should indict the global left, who is clearly trying to work against the interests of the American public. Now the vector of attack when you just ask questions is specifically against the interests of the American public and their greatest advocates. You can conspiracy theorize all you want as long as the ultimate conclusion is do not support Donald Trump, do not vote for Republicans, do not blame the left for assassinating Charlie Kirk. You do that, you can have your conspiracy theories, just so long as you don't actually blame the left.
That's such an important point that, yes, it's that this is popular and that it specifically takes the form of people, at least nominally on the right, firing on other members of the right really aggressively, constantly, nonstop. Do you think that it's a fluke that it happened this way, or what do you think is driving that impulse to attack people mostly on their own side?
I think, frankly, I mean, you know as well as I do, a lot of people who wash up into right wing politics tried to make it in other aspects of entertainment, which you could argue is just a lifelong impulse to get attention for themselves. And maybe they try to go work in Hollywood and they're not talented enough. Maybe they try to be models and they're not pretty enough. They wash up into right wing politics, which, you know, they already say politics is just Hollywood for ugly people, and that's certainly true. Where you've got this kind of like class of person who makes a living now talking about politics, and they may even agree with the issues, but fundamentally this is a person who was first driven by wanting attention, wanting fame, wanting fortune. And so
Is bro just like describing himself? Bro is just actually describing himself. The YouTuber, his YouTube days, to what he's doing now, giving up what he actually believed in. He was red-pilled, he was JQ-pilled, and he gives that up to have a show on the Blaze. Bro is just literally talking about himself.
but then when opportunity comes knocking and it's like, hey, you can just kind of like sell out any moral principles that you may have had, but you'll get
Okay. So, like, literally you.
more attention and money than you've ever had before. This is a person who's
Besides that part.
going to be very quick, I think, to make that decision. And you notice now, a lot of the people who've been entertaining this kind of conspiracy theorizing, going against the legacy of their friend, encouraging or at least enabling, looking the other way during the harassment of his widow. All of this has made these people more money and more popular than they've ever had before. And so I think for that kind of person, it's like worth it ultimately.
So, as you mentioned, this used to get cracked down on Twitter. There was a lot of censorship of this sort of thing. And I think you would agree with us. It's good that Elon Musk liberated Twitter and made it X. It's good that we have far less censorship, far more open free speech. It's almost unbelievable how much better things have become compared to 2020, 2021. So we don't want to go back. We don't want to go back to mass censorship. So then that's the challenge. How do we curb the influence of the conspiracy right subculture? How do we win people back from this without having to resort to the mechanism of, actually, that idea is just banned, we're going to censor it anytime it pops up online?
To be honest with you, I literally have no idea. I have been asking this question to close friends for months
Wait,
now.
what
this
is
sort of the thing? It's like, you know.
Okay, I tested this all yesterday. For if you joined the this, what does this guy say? I'm auto redirected to a channel that I can't even access. If you joined the Discord today, when I put the link in chat, what even came up? The lobby should come up. This is what should come up. Just this chat. Because this is like the holding area where then I can add you as a member, then you get access to everything else. Yeah, I cannot. Yeah, well, yes, you can't access shit because I just made you a member. Go and check it now. Did you, like, read? You can't even... Okay, well, you should be able to see rules. I can't read. Okay. Okay, well, you should be able to see... I'll fix that tonight. Yeah, you should be able to see lobby rules and announcements when you first join. And then this is the lobby for unverified. Say hi, read the rules, and we'll add you to the server. And then that's when I add you in. Then you get access to the general chat and whatever else. I'm a member now. Yeah, I know, because you joined, and I saw that you joined, and I made you a member. Because you posted in the lobby thing. You have to pin your message? I did pin it. It is pinned. But that's weird that you couldn't see the rules or anything. I'll double check it tonight. I'll see what's up with it.
Because the democratization of anything is going to enable the ascent of like the lower common denominators, whether it's entertainment, the political process, even the exchange of information. as you include.
Can someone send me? Okay, I'll link it again. What's the? I guess I'm just gonna have to put it in. I'm gonna have to put it in my description, so then I don't have to keep linking it. I wasn't even planning on like really like doing anything with it today, but okay. I'll create another invite. Edit invite link. Dude, the invite link stuff, it's so annoying. It is so freaking annoying. I set it to like never expire, and it always says it's going to expire in 30 days. That shit is hella annoying, bruh. Okay. I got the link. I'll drop it in chat for anybody who would like to join. There it is. Maybe we can like add it to the pinned comments eventually too. I'll figure all this stuff tonight. I'll do something with it.
More ideas, the thinking is that the best ideas will rise to the top. That's actually not true. And again, this is not an argument for censorship, because clearly we are in a better position to forward the truth and ideas than we were, compared to 5 years ago. But the problem with that is now, instead of the arrows being cast at the truth by, the regime, the censorship apparatus, they're being cast at us by just stupid people who are not actually with us in that pursuit of truth, but rather just, along for the ride because they find it entertaining, and they're willing to derail the entire pursuit itself if it means it's going to be entertaining for them or tantalizing or something. So I don't actually know how you solve it. My strategy, I've just been trying to keep my head down, avoid the drama, and speak the truth. I've noticed a lot of people kind of mirroring that strategy, but still you've got this incessant barrage of just lies and just nonsense coming from those kinds of people. And once the appetite develops in the audience for that kind of stuff, and other people who are maybe more on the fence, they're not necessarily trying to engage with it, but they're maybe not totally committed to just speaking the truth. There's a critical mass that I think can be reached when those kinds of people see the rewards that are to be had when you engage in that kind of bottom of the barrel slop. You get more money, you get more attention. Those people who used to be respected, I've noticed they're indulging in it a little bit themselves. And so I don't actually know how you solve that. As the network model disappears, which used to hold people to some kind of editorial standard, as that disappears, it's going to be very difficult to keep people on the right track. So I don't know, actually. It's a very, that's the $1 million question, I suppose.
It definitely is a big challenge, but I do feel, I hope I'm not just wish casting here. We saw the events of the past week with the evidence laid out. I do feel like we maybe have, at least with Charlie and Tyler Robinson, reached and passed a peak, that now that there is more evidence on display and more people are speaking up, that at least some people are going to realize, okay, this isn't going to pan out. They're not going to suddenly find the secret trove of evidence that blows this wide open. Am I wish casting there, or are there signs that we might be reaching a turning point there?
No, you're correct. I'm just a bit jaded, I think. It has been very heartening to see a lot of people who were indulging in this stuff come out and say, look, I was fundamentally concerned about the direction of my country. I love Charlie Kirk. He was an arch patriot. I'm worried about what's going on here. And so they were viewing it from that, just asking questions, perhaps extending a bit of undue charity to people like Candace Owens and going along this journey with them. And then ultimately they're saying, okay, wait a minute, this person was clearly recklessly disregarding the truth and lying to me. And obviously we have this guy dead to rights. We have him at the place. You said we didn't. We've got his DNA. You said we didn't. We've got confessions. You said we didn't. Clearly, insofar as I'm concerned about an objective pursuit of truth, the trial is going to be where I'm going to get that, not the influencer class. So a lot of people have been seeing that, and even having the courage, frankly, to kind of cast stones in the direction of these people and be like, okay, actually, no, you were lying to me. This is not about the truth. This is you just trying to aggrandize yourself while standing on this guy's grave. That's wrong, and I don't like you anymore. I'm not going to continue to consume your content anymore. I've been very heartened to see that. I wasn't sure how much of that we were going to see, but it is good to see that people are speaking up about that, because that kind of behavior is despicable, to say the least.
It sounds I guess it sounds like a challenge for people like yourself, some of our lawmakers. It's something Charlie would talk about, that sometimes you have a moral test of leadership, and you can either pass that test by standing by the truth, even if it is temporarily unpopular, even if there are financial opportunities available if you decide the truth matters less, or you can give into this, and you can embrace that. And I think I'm very hopeful that we will see in the months and years to come that more people are going to be willing to follow Charlie's example, take that moral step up.
Is that getting prescription medications shouldn't be this complicated. There's a better way to do this. With All Family Pharmacy, you can take control of your healthcare without the hassle. Simple to order from home, safe medications from a licensed U.S. pharmacy, and secure checkout from start to finish. Everything is handled with fast, secure shipping and a reliable experience you can trust. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about medications, it's about peace of mind. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Kirk and use the code KIRK10 for 10% off. Stay ready. Take control today. Visit allfamilypharmacy.com/Kirk.
We've been in this on-off conflict with Iran for almost half a year at this point, and it looks like we're heading on a trajectory back towards conflict. There was a new wave of strikes on the country last night, as reported on Fox. Let's show clip 8.
Hello?
Fuck!
What is everybody freaking out about? What is going on? The Discord is okay. Then what? Did somebody post some shit in the Discord?
Please drop the Canada First hat again so I can put a hoodie on and have it say anal
dude.
first.
You have new members set to not be able to read old messages. We can't read anything when we join. Okay, yeah, I literally just said that I'm going to. Oh my gosh, dude, you guys are gonna make me crash out so hard about this. I literally just said that I will put the link in chat, but I will fix the rules thing tonight. I'm gonna crash out. Yeah, I said that I need to fix the rules thing tonight. But you can type in the lobby, correct? Yeah, I see you guys typing in the lobby. Okay.
True. Cool.
He is. Yeah, I mean, you can type in the. I will fix the rules thing tonight. I mean, I probably could just fix it pretty quick right now. Let me see.
The vibe being Hershad.
True. Yeah, the vibe was crazy harsh right then.
I can't get in. Please fix. Tyler.
Oh my gosh. Okay, unverified can view the channel.
I can see chat in Discord.
Can we have
Maybe if I just go like
little
this. Let me just make it like
gooning
that.
please.
And then we'll do the same for this. Okay, can you see it now? Viewing old messages. How do I even do that? How do I make it so you can see old messages? I mean, why do you even want to see old messages? What's... Oh, there's like a server rule thing here. Okay, maybe I'll just use that. I'll mess with it a bit more tonight, okay? Just join the server. It's literally fine.
It's a trap.
It is
He
literally
wants
like
to get us
so
all
fine,
going to
actually.
Claro.
It's literally like the most fine thing of all time. Let's join the server. I'll mess with it later on tonight or something.
Join the server.
Yes, thank you, Goofy. Okay, there you go. Now all of you guys should have access to... Okay, what is it? The best Discord mod in the game is working hard to make this the best Discord server ever. So true. So freaking true. This is literally me. I am your Discord mod, okay? I am your moderator. Yo, what's up, CZ? How's it going, buddy? Wow, the server is back. Tyler bringing back gaming in a big way. True. We need to add a RuneScape chat. We have to start promoting this to RuneScapers. You got to make a clan. Okay.
Join the Freaky Claro Fit server. When do we post fee?
I miss Sarah Stock. Okay, very good. Very good stuff. Yo.
Wow, there's some really good gore on here.
Tyler was right about trans tubers. com/devignage/clip/clip_01kx7 sas 13 cvgnbgc 8gn25d.
Okay, what is this going to be, dude? What could this possibly be? Thank you for the 5 anonymous. I gotta add here, let me do this real quick. I gotta add up all our subs that we got.
Moon server 2.0.
Nice to know there's a goon section like Jimbo server.
Yes. Yeah, totally right. Just hit my knee. Oh yeah, I have to go to this freaking link. What is... Okay, what even is this, dude? If this is like some nonsense...
Last person join.
All right, Kyrie, do a countdown for me.
Whoa. Let's go. You gotta do it, Beards and Ass.
My contract prevents me.
There you go. Smart. Okay,
This is just disgusting.
All right,
This is just
10,
like absolutely fucking
9,
disgusting.
8,
Tyler, what size is your waist?
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come now. Yeah.
Last stop.
What even is this? Okay. Thanks for the 5,
When
I
are
guess.
the e-girls gonna
You know,
join? Or
I'm
do
really
we
glad
only
that you
get
made me go out of
trans?
my way to watch that. Like a total nonsense clip. It doesn't even make any sense. There's fucking like tranny VTubers there. Thank you for making me go out of my way to watch that. Very good. They're gooning, were they? I try not to listen.
Let's get started with what happened overnight as the president brings down his iron fist on Iran. The U.S. pounded Iran for 5 hours last night. CENTCOM says they hit military targets across 6 different locations, but did not say if they struck Pickaxe Mountain. That's something the president said was a potential target for a nice big fat shot. Also seeing reports that the IRGC carried out drone and missile strikes on U.S. military targets in Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan. And a Dutch shipping firm says one of its vessels was struck off the coast of Oman.
And so that's all unfolding. Meanwhile, President Trump, he announced he's reinstating the naval blockade, and he initially announced he was going to have essentially a 20% fee on any ship transiting through the strait, not just actually blocking the ones to Iran, but anyone else paying a fee. And he explained his reasoning on this. Clip 6.
Yeah, I want to be reimbursed because we're protecting a very rich portion of the world. We're spending money. And so what we've done is we are going to be reimbursed for protection. We're protecting by the countries that we're helping.
But just a few minutes ago today, President Trump updated on that. There was a lot of furor over that announcement, but then
like
he
the
said,
one I landed on Truth,
after highly productive conversations with Middle East leadership, I have decided to replace the 20% U.S. reimbursement fee with trade and investment deals that various Gulf states will be making in the United States. Those investments will be massive, but at the same time, extraordinarily good for them and their future. We have the largest dollar investment in the United States of any country in history.
I am so over all of this Iran shit, bro. The only thing I can listen to is when Nick talks about it. Like tonight, it's going to be a good show. That will be our Iran update. Because I feel like I've just heard the exact same thing for 5 months straight, and it drives me insane. It's like every single day for 5 months straight, bro just says the exact same thing. He threatens them. He talks about oil is flowing like never before. The strait's closed. No, the strait's actually open. No, it's closed. Oh, we're making a deal. Oh, the deal fell through. Oh, now we're making another deal again. Like, all of the talk is just... I've had it up to here. I can't even, pay attention to it anymore. It's just all fucking nonsense.
Pour into the United States at historic levels, which will create millions of high-paying American jobs. Most importantly, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So John, you and I, we've talked a little bit about this war. We just had our chapter leadership summit, and we talked to the young people, and they said there's not a lot of enthusiasm with it for young people. President Trump could probably improve his popularity by ending it.
It's turning into
but it
Ukraine.
Looks like we're continuing this.
The war's just getting boring. Yeah,
path.
dude, it was boring 4 months ago.
I want to ask you. You mentioned. We keep facing forward. We keep focusing on the priorities that matter.
Bro, seriously.
How should we be talking and thinking about this conflict?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, this is one of the things that's sort of broken containment, where obviously if you're online at all, you see that anytime anything remotely bad happens, people panic and flip out, but it doesn't usually get back to you in your real life. The Iran war has been something that people who I know personally, who are usually apolitical, maybe they have conservative instincts, they're very concerned about this. They're not happy about this. They're, of course, echoing what was repeated during Trump's 2024 campaign pertaining to no new wars. Now we are, in fact, in a new war. They're paying a lot more at the pump. And this is going to cause a lot of problems, I think, going into midterms. So I would like to see this get wrapped up very quickly.
What didn't Doyle say, a month or two ago, that this isn't even a new war, guys? This isn't even a new war. Wasn't he one of the ones that was using that line being like, this technically isn't even a new war. Trump kept his promise. I swear that he was one of the people who was saying that. Yeah, Captive Dreamer and Doyle were saying, yes. Yeah, that was like a month or two ago? Oh, but now it's a war. Now he admits it's actually a war. Yeah, Crowder was saying the same thing. I wonder if Crowder has flip-flopped on that as well.
Speaking about it, like from a, I guess, right-wing perspective, Donald Trump has obviously always had maybe a hawkish position on Iran. He hasn't exactly updated that policy. And I think that the way things were going globally, this was probably going to happen regardless of who took office. And Trump's approach toward Iran during 2024 was actually more diplomatic. I mean, he was saying he wanted to make a deal. This was much different than his rhetoric in 2015 when he said he wanted to blow their ships out of the water. Kamala Harris's campaign was saying otherwise. You know, she was saying that Iran is our greatest enemy. They have American blood on their hands. And so it seemed to be the case that whoever got into office, there's probably going to be something going down with Iran. But I really hope that this wraps up quickly because we are far past our timeline. You know, I was trusting the plan with the timeline. This is going to be over in a couple weeks.
Trusted the Plan Award. Here's your Trusted the Plan Award. Fell for it again. Holy, falling for it once again. That dude, that's so funny.
Going down with Iran. But I really hope that this wraps up quickly because we are...
I really hope that this wraps up quickly 5 months later.
Not one of these toys are worth one of my finger knives.
Far past our timeline. You know, I was trusting the plan with the timeline. This is going to be over in a couple weeks. Now we are entering into about, like you said, you know, a year of this kind of conflict. You know, we had the strikes last summer that was popping off. And so I hope that this gets wrapped up pretty quickly because I don't know how much longer I can justify this to my apolitical friends who I would like to see vote come November.
Exactly.
Doesn't that just like say it all right there? I don't know how much longer I can justify this to my apolitical friends. Doesn't that just he's just openly saying like, yeah, I'm sweeping it up. Yeah, like, yeah, I'm a shill. Bro is just straight up, yeah, I'm a shill.
He knows
yeah,
they're
I'm
fucked
lying
up.
to everybody. He knows they're fucked. Oh, totally. Well, yeah, he knows. Doyle knows. He's just a fucking pussy sellout bitch. Like, dude, that's actually hilarious. Bro is just straight up admitting, yep, I'm a pussy sellout shill. I don't know how much longer I can justify this to my apolitical friends, by the way.
Can justify this to my apolitical friends who I would like to see vote come November.
Exactly. I think we remain hopeful, and maybe I'm seizing upon something here, but even in this recent Trump statement I just read, I like that he's saying we should be reimbursed by the Gulf, and specifically what the goal is. He's saying we're going to try to get factories, plants, and equipment pouring back into the United States because we've seen that these conflicts have been a way to expend American wealth abroad. We've also seen prior administrations just deliberately ship American wealth, American expertise, American factories abroad. We've said we'll be richer and better off if these factories uproot from the U.S. and go abroad. So I find it reassuring that even when he's talking about conflict with Iran, President Trump is thinking the goal here is make America stronger, make America build things again. Am I reading the right amount into this? We have about 60 seconds.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. You know, his opposition too to like the Iraq war was it was stupid because we didn't take the oil. You know, he is thinking in terms ultimately of what benefits the American public, and I trust him to handle this.
Oh
What
my
concerns me though is the
gosh.
sort of lingering trauma that like millennials and Gen Z have, having grown up in sort of the era of the war on terror where we're used to spilling our blood and treasure in the Middle East and getting nothing for it. And so I feel like that trauma
That's a total switch up right there, too. People like this used to say that, like, the war in Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, it was a failure because we were over there for the oil. Like, that was the whole talking point, right? It was like, oh, it was just to get oil and whatever. And that's why the war was bad. It wasn't like an actual beneficial war. Now it's, oh, it was actually bad because Americans died and we didn't get the oil. Like, Americans died for the oil, and that's why it's bad because we didn't actually get the oil. I swear that he said stuff about that too, that like the war was bad because it was about oil, not that we didn't get it. Maybe I could be wrong about that, but I swear that that was a talking point for these people. Even like in like 24, when Trump was saying the whole no new wars thing. No, the goal is to make Israel. Well, yeah, that's the real goal, obviously. I'm just talking about what these people say, like their rhetoric. Minto says, holy fuck, these people are soulless. They are.
Response is so built in that anytime
They are the
hear there's another
definition of
sand
shills,
war,
bro.
they're going to assume that it's for absolutely
They
no
are
reason.
paid
We're just
to
getting
lie.
sucked into something that doesn't benefit us. And so it's ultimately on the administration to communicate that more transparently to the public. This is actually in your interest. This is actually benefiting you, much unlike what you may be used to in terms of, ongoing conflicts in the Middle East.
I think that's
The Iran war is benefiting you.
That's exactly right. There is a lot of trauma, and I think that's what's driven a lot of the response to this. That people, if you're a 20-year-old voter, we talk to them. They're born in
That's
2006,
crazy.
2007, 2000.
That is so insane.